Meantime, the Trump administration freezing childcare payments to Minnesota as federal authorities dig deeper to root out fraud in the state.
But Democratic Governor Tim Walz is hitting back, saying the president is politicizing the issue.
Yeah, David Spunt joins us live from Washington, D.C. He's got the latest. David?
Hi, good morning, Joey, Tommy, and Griff. A top Health and Human Services official here in D.C. says, quote, "We have turned off the money spigot and we are finding the fraud," end quote. Here's Deputy HHS Secretary Jim O'Neill.
I've activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF childcare payments across America. We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, the allegations continue to pile on in the Trump administration, hitting the state of Minnesota in several ways. First, from a law enforcement perspective, you see Homeland Security investigators there on the ground in Minnesota yesterday and the day before, and they will continue probing.
They're knocking doors, they're going to local businesses, they're going to these sites where we believe that there is rampant fraud, whether it be daycare centers, healthcare centers, or other organizations that take taxpayer dollars.
And perhaps, guys, the catalyst for the investigation is this place exposed by a social media watchdog named Nick Shirley, who investigated. He says this place received state funding, but was not operating as an active daycare center. It was empty, and it actually had the word learning spelled wrong. The owner had to actually correct it, as you see right there, and put up the correct spelling. Governor Tim Walz responding to the overall controversy about the funding, saying this is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defend programs that help Minnesotans. Now, the Department of Health and Human Services wants Governor Walz to provide a, quote, comprehensive audit of the centers. The request includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections. Tommy, Griff, Joey.
All right, David Spunt, live for us in Washington. It's very rich that Governor Walz, who, by the way, is running for re-election for a third term as governor in a state that now has been uncovered what is called the tip of the iceberg of a $9 billion widespread, large-scale fraud.
And excuse me, Griff, politicizing the issue, yeah, it's a political issue. I think it's an issue of importance here. I think the Trump administration probably needs to not just gloss over this one. Americans are frustrated. You see it all over X with Nick Shirley's video, 100 million views. People are fired up. They want to see accountability. They want to see transparency. They also want to see people arrested. They want to see people deported. They want to see people denaturalized. They don't want more talk, more hearings, and more nothingness. They want to see something actually done this time. I hope 2026 is the year of accountability. I'm manifesting that.
What really blows us out of the water for me is that Tim Walz, his response is basically, it's exactly what it was for the last 10 years while people have looked into this, which is basically, well, you're racist. You're racist if you care. You're racist if you go looking into businesses owned by Somalis. And it's like, no, you call me whatever you want. So what? It's not about racism. It's about billions of dollars in a scheme that seems to be cultivated among an entire community of people. And if it means that you have to point a magnifying glass at the Somali community in Minnesota because it's that rampant or it's that protected, that's not racism. That's doing your job. I mean, if you're the governor of Minnesota, you've got two options here, Tim Walz. You either are so bad at your job you didn't know what was happening, or you're so corrupt in your job that you tried to cover it up, or you're complicit in it. You know, pick your poison. Neither one really is a good resume builder for whatever's next for that guy. Maybe he needs to retire, go learn how to load a shotgun.
Well, he's not retiring. He's running again, and it's unclear, Joey, what his campaign slogan is. It must be something along the lines of, no, I'll fix it now. Trust me, I'm the right guy to do it. He's taken on a couple of initiatives. He says he's going to appoint a program integrity director.
Don't you love it?
It's like, why wasn't there one there to begin with? And he's going to spend taxpayer money further to hire an outside firm to do an audit, which I'm sure that Minnesota taxpayers who are already been stolen from are not happy about having to now pay more money to fix the problem that occurred on his watch. But I think you have a real important point, Joey, and that is this focus on the Somalian community, because 85 of 98 people charged are of Somali descent.
Yeah.
Over 60 have been convicted. And so it is not a politicizing issue. It is not a racist issue to focus on where the root of any fraud problem is.
Yeah, if something like this exists within a community, if it's been fostered there and cultivated there and protected there, then you got to start flipping all the stones to see who and all is involved. That's what it is.
And Tommy, you mentioned the push for denaturalization of possible citizens, talking about the Somali community.
But
we'll ask.
Begin to howl, not bark, howl. Then came the sound, a low thump, 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 echoing from inside the Morrison house, like something heavy being dragged across the floor. Daniel told police later, "I thought it was the pipes. Old house. That's what houses do." But houses don't whisper. 4. Emily's drawings. Elaine noticed the drawings first. Emily stopped drawing flowers, stopped drawing her school friends. Instead, every page showed the same thing: a tall black shape. No face, long arms, standing in a hallway. Elaine asked her gently, "Sweetheart, who is that?" Emily didn't answer right away. Then